Yes, I'm still here. Yeah, just take a look at the link you guys shared about the website, and it makes more sense now. I was just wondering, like, it seems like the roles, I really like you have like different like intellectuals, labors, different military, almost like a mindset or worldview, but more likely in the real world, right? We have this almost like each group, either you can call it interest or their value. So they're more like they're advancing their own, if you're like intellectual, you're probably advocating for like the intellectual way of like solving the problem or looking at the issue, right? So I'm just wondering, maybe like have you tried a variation? It has incorporated more like this competitiveness. For example, like in the game, there are like two groups. There is the labor and they are military, but they have this almost like conflicting view on how to like and that dynamic if it's play out. That might be interesting. Yes. Okay.
Yes. There have been games or workshops that I had exactly the question that you have or a suggestion, and more often than not, it occurs with military folks, right? For them, their intent was to better understand, how capitalists think about things, and laborers and intellectuals, because they have their own way of knowing, which is quite evident and prominent as far as their ways of knowing is concerned. But then P.R. Sarkar also take note that we are fluid. It's not like it's forever that we will be intellectual or capitalist or whatever that might be. Through education and interaction, that we become fluid, that we could be both or that we can be all of them. Right. So that's the point of the theory of social psychology. Right. And his premise was not really about external things like what you have or what you don't have, but it's really more about the psychology. It's really about the social psychology of individuals and societies. And for him, his premise was like one particular psychology will almost always dominate a particular era. And the challenge could come from the intellectual psychology or the laborer or the military, whoever that might be, but definitely there will always be some sort of a challenge coming from this sector. But then we're not stuck in this kind of psychology, because through education, as he said, it's natural for humans to evolve, that we can be military as well, that we can be laborer as well. But the point is, in that theory, is that we get to know them better. And what is that? And that we can be, we can be all of them, which is idea of the fifth social class, was his concept of the sadvipra, right? That you know the value of service, like what laborers are, provide to us service, even without wealth. They're gonna they know what sacrifice is. Even if they don't get paid much, they're gonna do it anyway, right? Because they have this heart for service. The military as protectors, right? And the intellectual as generators of ideas, and the capitalists as wealth generators. So if we know what it feels like, and we have that capacity and fluidity to be like all of them, that we emerge as the fifth social class, the sadvipra. Yeah. So which is also in the game.
Like that's actually quite valuable, right? So if you have like a different group, like they don't see each other like their way, but if you play this game, they almost like swap their roles, and then after that, it's almost like building makes the communication and understanding. It's build this empathy. Thank you.
Yeah. It's pretty quite hard, right? Like what would a scenario look like if you have these 4 mental propensities in you? Right, that's crazy, right? Like that is something that we haven't really haven't done yet. I'm not sure. Perhaps some few people, I don't know, right? But it's not part of our training. It's not part of my training. Something that I wish I could do, but is willing to learn how to be or embody the 4 social psychology in one human body or in one collective psychology. What would a scenario look like if you have that 4 types of tendencies or worldviews, right? Crazy, right? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you are a laborer and a capitalist at the same time, right? Like you have that kind of mindset. Or a warrior or an intellectual at the same time. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is something that we can actually like measure or what, but I don't know. We need to study these things, right?